everyone. So this is the team ROTI, and this is our project that we worked on, which is Knexus. So in any modern organization, the typical knowledge is fragmented, and it is trapped in thousands of daily Slack messages and isolated Gmail threads and updating conference pages, etc. So when an experienced employee leaves the company, their tribal knowledge often leaves with them, creating a massive vulnerability for business operations. Furthermore, onboarding the new joinees and getting them through knowledge transfers or KTs takes weeks of precious engineering time. So that's why we built Knexus to solve this problem. The Knexus is an intelligent enterprise memory layer that actively aggregates cross-platform data, connects it into a live semantic knowledge graph using GraphRag, and allows anyone to conceptually chat with their organization's collective memory. So it drastically accelerates new joinee onboarding and ensures that the vital business context never leaves the company, even if as you can see, once you log in as a normal employee, in the very first homepage you see Cognee graph. It takes a bit while to load. It's here. So you can see that this is the company graph. This is the knowledge graph, and as you can see that within the center itself, this is the Redwood company, like the company that we took for the demo, that was Redwood company. This is the main node. Once we log in as an admin, a new tab appears to us over here with the button admin. Here, the admin can see the message that has been sent by all the other employees, and they can choose which one to send to our backend to process itself. From the apps, let's just go to the Slack and try to create a new Slack message. In the architecture, let's just add another message and we hit send. As we hit send, we come back to the admin panel and we can see that this new Slack message that we just created is now showing within the events. And these are some of the pending events which have not been processed to the Cognee itself. As you can see over here, the message that we wrote on Slack was in text format, but on our front end, it shows us in the JSON format. Now, this JSON format data within the form of events, when we click process, it sends it to our backend. And as you can see, this is all caught up. So let me explain you. When a consumer picks up the event asynchronously and it passes the email payload to the Cognee API using cognee.add and Cognify, it triggers Cognee's LLM pipeline to pass the text, extract semantic entities like the sender, mention Jira tickets or project names, or forge real interconnected nodes into our graph database. So once this is done, we can go back to the homepage and we can see that we have 251 rendered nodes and 8 relationship from the same graph itself. And then if an employee, they ask some questions over here, they could type a question or they could just try asking some of the demo ones that we have provided over here. Like for example, let's just try to ask, how did runtime latency routing and dedicated capacity decisions connect across teams? And when we hit send, it retrieves all the nodes and checks where this information comes from. So as you can see, it has updated the graph and shows us exactly where this retrieved information is coming from within the graph itself. So it retrieves the answer based on who owns the go-to-market of the engineering architect, why did they decide that, and how is the decision handed off to the other areas and teams. It gives us everything that we need to know more about the project or the question itself, like the runtime latencies, routing, etc. All the information has been given. Once we click on Open Graph, we go to the graph panel where we can see this graph in real time, and every node is connected. And once you click on one of the nodes, you can get to know more details about the question that you just asked. And this is basically the app itself. Thank you, everyone.